When the first missiles fell, I thought my life had ended. Instead, it simply took a turn I never imagined. My name is Elena. I was born in Saint Petersburg, raised among cold winters and quiet city squares. Today I am telling you this story from a sun-washed island in the Philippines, where my heart finally feels warm. This is the journey of how a Russian woman fleeing war found unexpected peace, love, and belonging thousands of kilometers from home. Leaving Russia. The morning the war began, sirens echoed in the distance. Even though St. Petersburg was far from the front lines, the tension was immediate. Banks closed, flights were canceled. Friends whispered about leaving, but few had the courage. I packed a single suitcase, a photo of my parents, 2 dresses, my passport, and my grandmother's silver cross. My parents cried as they hugged me goodbye. They said, "Find a place where you can breathe." Finding that place was not easy. Europe felt closed, visas impossible. A friend mentioned the Philippines, a country I knew little about except for beaches and travel magazines. I searched online and discovered that Russian citizens could enter without a visa for a limited stay and extend later. More importantly, flights were still operating. It felt like a door left open just for me. The journey to Manila. The flight from Moscow to Manila took more than 14 hours, but time blurred in the panic of leaving. On the plane, I met a Filipino nurse returning home from work in Dubai. Her name was Maria. She noticed my shaking hands and offered me a piece of dried mango. "Don't worry," she said with a smile. "You are safe now." That small kindness would become a symbol of everything I was about to experience. When we landed, warm air wrapped around me like a blanket. I expected chaos at the airport, but instead I found music playing, families greeting loved ones with hugs and laughter. After months of fear, the sound of joy felt strange. First, impressions of the Philippines. Manila at night glowed with neon lights and endless movement. Jeepneys, brightly painted buses roared past. Children played even near midnight. Street vendors offered skewers of grilled meat and sweet halo desserts. The scent of coconut and charcoal filled the air. Coming from Russia's cold silence, the Philippines felt alive in a way I had never known. I booked a small guest house in Makati. The owner, a grandmotherly woman named Liza, greeted me with a hug. "Welcome to your new home," she said. That first night, she brought me a plate of adobo and hot rice, refusing payment. "You are far from your family. Tonight we are your family." Culture shock and kindness. In the following weeks, I traveled through Manila, Quezon City, and later to the island of Cebu. Everywhere I went, strangers treated me like a friend. Jeepney drivers patiently explained routes. Market vendors taught me Tagalog phrases. Salamat for thank you. Magandang umaga for good morning. Children laughed at my accent but clapped when I tried again. Life here was not without challenges. The tropical heat was overwhelming. I struggled to adjust to the slow pace of government offices when extending my visa. Yet every difficulty was softened by the kindness of the people around me. When my phone was stolen in a crowded market, a group of teenagers chased the thief and returned it before I could even react. They refused any reward, simply saying, "We help each other here." Discovering a new purpose. Back in Russia, I worked as a freelance illustrator, often isolated at home. In the Philippines, I found color everywhere. In the woven banig mats, the intricate jeepney designs, the bright smiles of fruit vendors. I began sketching street scenes and posting them online. Local cafes invited me to exhibit my work. For the first time, my art felt alive because it reflected life itself. I volunteered at a community center teaching basic drawing to children. Many came from families affected by typhoons or poverty, yet their laughter filled the classroom. One little girl named Angel proudly showed me her picture of a sunrise over the sea and said, "This is hope." Her words reminded me why I left Russia, to find my own hope. Friendship and belonging months passed, and I built deep friendships. Maria, the nurse I met on the plane, introduced me to her family in Quezon City. They invited me to fiestas where neighbors shared endless food, lechon, lumpia, pancit, while karaoke echoed late into the night. At first I felt shy, but soon I was singing Russian folk songs as they cheered. I also met other expatriates, a Canadian photographer, a Korean language teacher, and fellow Eastern Europeans who had chosen the Philippines as a refuge. Together, we formed a small community, sharing stories of escape and renewal. Yet it was the Filipino families who anchored me, reminding me that belonging is not about nationality, but about hearts that welcome you. A love unexpected. One evening at a local art fair in Cebu, I met Rafael, a young architect. He admired my sketches and asked if he could show me hidden spots in the city for inspiration. Our friendship grew naturally. Long conversations over strong Barako coffee, walks along the shore at sunset. He never rushed, never pressured. His patience and gentle humor felt different from anything I had known. Over time, friendship became love. Rafael introduced me to his parents, who welcomed me with warmth and curiosity. His mother taught me to cook sinigang. His father shared stories of old Cebu. When I told them about the war and my family, they held my hands and prayed for peace. Reflections on home. As months turned into a year, the Philippines became more than a refuge. It became home. I still miss Russia, the snowy rooftops of Saint Petersburg, the smell of pine forests, but I no longer feel lost. I send money to help my parents and video call them often. They see the happiness in my eyes and say, "You have found your place." The contrast between the two countries is striking. Russia, vast and cold, is weighed down by conflict and silence. The Philippines, an archipelago of 7,000 islands, is alive with music and resilience. Typhoons may strike, politics may shift, but the Filipino spirit remains unbroken and endlessly generous. A message of hope. My story is not unique. Around the world, countless people are forced to leave their homelands because of war, politics, or hardship. Many carry only memories and fear. But I have learned that even in the darkest times, there are places where light waits. To anyone feeling trapped by conflict, I say this: the world is wider and kinder than you think. There are communities ready to embrace you, friends waiting to be met, love you have not yet imagined. I left Russia because of war. I came to the Philippines seeking only safety. What I found was a new life, a new family, and a love I never expected. And every morning when I wake to the sound of roosters and the warm sun on my face, I whisper the Tagalog word that changed everything: Salamat. Thank you. I am grateful for the warmth of the Filipino people who have made me feel so welcome in their beautiful country. If you enjoyed my story, please hit the like button. Your support means the world to me. And don't forget to subscribe for more incredible tales. Until next time, maraming salamat ading po. Thank you very much. From Saint Petersburg to the shores of the Philippines, my journey has been one of resilience and hope. The kindness of strangers and the warmth of community have shown me the true meaning of belonging. Now I invite you to share your own story of finding home in unexpected places or to ask me questions about my journey. Your comments have the power to connect us all.